Hi, you've accepted the Clear Vision 2020 Challenge that will help you make more money, supercharge yourself and your team, and have your most profitable year in 2020. You've heard that a happy customer might tell one person about their experience, and an unhappy person will tell a few people, right? Well, according to the White House Office of Consumer Affairs, it's 9 to 15 people to be exact. Yeah, that's the number of people who will typically hear about a poor experience with a business. That's upsetting, right? 9 to 15 people who now have an opinion about your business and have never even given you a chance. And what about if that person was compelled to make an online review on Google or Facebook or Yelp? How many people are they telling then? Thousands? Possibly millions? Look, you're a good company and you always try to serve your customers. You have amazing people who work with you and who try to deliver value to each of your customers. The problem is, sometimes things don't go as planned. And when they don't, and a customer has a less than satisfactory experience with your company, or even a perceived poor experience, they might also take to the internet in what feels like a smear campaign. And sometimes, it might not even be someone who legitimately did business with you. You might have a disgruntled employee or someone who you don't even have in your customer database. Once I actually had a client who had received a 1-star review on Google from someone who was reviewing a review. I'm not kidding. When I brought it to my client's attention to discuss our strategy, they confirmed that this person was definitely not a customer and had never even done business with them. It's absolutely a pain to have to deal with the dark side of the communication platforms that can also help us grow our business, connect with prospects, and nurture relationships. And most customers don't understand that that sort of broadcast can be extremely damaging for a company. And while the review platforms have procedures to try to catch and take down fake reviews, they don't do much for the ones that are blasphemous and simply untrue. So basically, it's their sandbox, and we can just play in it. And we have to play, even if we don't want to. Following an unflattering review, all online reputation management experts recommend trying to obtain as many legitimate, glowing 5-star reviews as you can. You do this to not only bury the bad review, but also make it disproportionately the outlier. And getting more 5-star reviews is always a good idea because it does help legitimize your business. Fan and Fuel reports that 94% of customers read online reviews, and Bright Local noted that 68% of Americans report positive reviews, making them more likely to use a business. Also, having abundant 5-star reviews should be part of your search engine optimization strategy. So when you do get a surprise negative review, what do you do next? The very next thing you should do is pause and take a breath. That's because you don't want your immediate emotional response to take over. Regardless of how wrong the review is, you have to take the emotion out of how you respond. Remember, you aren't writing the response for the person who wrote the negative review. You're actually writing it for the 94% of customers who read reviews before doing business with a company. So when your blood is boiling or your feelings are hurt, how do you take the emotion out and still sound like a caring human being? Follow this simple formula. Acknowledge the feedback and their feelings. State a fact when possible. State your service goals, and wrap it up with an offer. It looks something like this. Jane, we appreciate your feedback and we are sorry you are frustrated. Your experience is uncharacteristic of the standards we hold our company to. We strive to make it easy to do business with us. We hope that you'll give us a chance to make it up to you. It has just enough of we hear you and we always strive to do better so that someone reading it will think that it truly was an outlier. And of course, you do have to get confirmation from your team that it will be. Here are a few other things to consider. Keep your response short and sweet. If you stray too much from the formula, you'll start getting in the weeds and talking about the details of the interaction. Remember, you're really responding for future eyeballs, and less is more. Also, don't try to debunk what they wrote. You can get into a he said, she said ping pong match. And if they respond to your response, and then you have to respond again, and it starts this vicious cycle, and it just looks really ugly from an outsider's perspective. And if it's from a disgruntled employee, try to make it clear that they worked for you. Something like, Laura, thank you for sharing your concern. In your very brief time you were employed by our company, you get the picture. So here's your Clear Vision 2020 tip for today. The next time you receive a review that increases your blood pressure, take a deep breath. You don't have to answer it right that very minute. You do want to post your response within a few days. And speaking of a few days, be sure to respond to all reviews, both the negative ones and especially the positive ones. Being responsive online will show what kind of company you are and let your future customers know what kind of service they can expect.